Hi, my name is Lilia Mitre, and I am the Director of Family Engagement for a charter school network in Los Angeles, California. My background and education is in counseling and leadership. I was a school counselor for many years and then transitioned over to leading the counseling and psych services for several schools in Los Angeles, and now transitioning to family and community engagement. This module is intended to support you as you begin to make connections with your pen pals and establishing rapport with them. When you build those connections with them, they may feel like they feel comfortable to share with you what's going on in their lives, things that are impacting them. And as we still navigate a pandemic and as students have returned to in-person learning, we have seen that there is an increase in the need for social emotional support for students, especially students of color and underserved communities. The numbers are much higher for students of color, first generation college students, in being impacted by the pandemic and having trouble in just going back to school and managing all of the different things that are affecting them in their personal lives. So this slideshow is intended for you to have as a resource in the event that you have a student that is sharing with you some stress or some anxiety, in more serious situations, some traumatic events. Just know that this is a foundational support resource for you. Anytime that you feel that something is beyond your scope, it's definitely important for you to let the student know that they should reach out to a trusted adult at home or at school, their school counselor, their teachers, and administrator, because it's definitely important for them to reach out to get the support that they need. So today we're going to go over some of the stressors that many students experience. And here you see a wide range of different stressors that students may be experiencing, whether it's from school, family, relationships, peers, social media, and of course, the global pandemic that we are still in and how that's impacting them. And so it's important to recognize that not all stress is bad. Some stress actually helps us to get some work done or some projects done, or it helps us to face difficult situations. But when stress becomes unmanageable and it's impacting your sleep, your eating habits, or just how you're interacting with others, then it's definitely time to talk to someone about it and seek some support and just be able to apply some coping skills as well. So one of the things that I encourage students to look at when they're experiencing stress or when they share that they are stressed is their sleeping patterns. Sleep plays a big role in how students are able to manage their daily lives and activities that they are responsible for. So as you can see here, the number of hours that are adequate for the different age levels are listed there. And it's important that they avoid caffeine because sleep deprivation definitely affects their grades and increases stress. So one of the things that I ask students to do is to take a look at how many hours are they sleeping per night and what are some things that they are doing that keeps them up late, and maybe just making a shift in things so that they get more sleep and are able to be well rested and go about their activities. Another thing that impacts students with their stress and anxiety levels is their nutrition. It's really important that when they are under stressful situations, that they are definitely putting things in their body that's going to help them with energy, because studying takes a lot of energy and it also causes a lot of stress. So a body that's low in essential nutrients is going to be higher in stress, and then it can actually lead to more greater impact on the body, which are like illnesses and diseases. So taking a look at what they're eating is also really important, and another good strategy to be able to analyze, to be able to cope and manage their stress. I always tell them to try to avoid like sugary drinks like soda and juice, coffee, and energy drinks, and try to be hydrated with water. Another strategy that I like to share with students is to incorporate some sort of physical activity into their day and exercise, and that sometimes can be a little bit difficult if they have a lot going on or just depending on where they're at. But many times at school, it's important for them to participate in activities, or if they have time to do any sports outside of schools, or just something that they enjoy that gets them moving, is another strategy that they can use to be able to manage some of that stress. So when you start to incorporate more sleep, better eating habits, and then also exercise, your stress levels are able to come down, or even be able to manage it better than if they're not getting any physical activity during the day. And another thing that's really important is there are ways to cope with stress and be able to manage it in a healthy way. Some of those things can include meditation, grounding yourself in your breathing. There's a lot of online tools that are free for students, apps that they can use for breathing exercises. It's important for them to listen to their body. Like I said, practice any type of yoga or meditation, or spend time outdoors. Even taking a nap, if that's feasible to them during the day, helps with managing their stress. Something that's really important as well is to be able to look at their priorities and look at their schedules and see maybe they have too much that's going on, and so they're overexerting themselves, and that's leading them to not get enough sleep and not enough exercise or not eat properly. And so it's really important for them to look at their daily schedule. What are some things that maybe they can decrease, so that they can increase other things like their sleeping or their physical activity. And then one of the things that's very important is that there's only things that are within our control. And so if you focus on the things that are within your control and be able to manage stress that way, rather than trying to fix something that's outside of people's controls, and that can get very overwhelming. But if students do try all of these strategies or coping skills, and still find that they are not able to manage their stress or the anxiety, it's really, really important that students reach out to someone that can offer some more professional help, and not hold it in and be able to share. Schools have a lot of support with their counseling departments, or at the college level as well, and at probably like their health clinic and the mental health department. And so it's important to share with students that if they feel like it's getting to be too much, or they're not able to manage it on their own with strategies and skills, then it's important for them to talk to someone else that can help give them that support. So as you build your relationship with your pen pals, if you find a need to use some of these strategies or skills with them, and be able to relate with them and how they're feeling, it's important that they know that there are things that they can do to manage it. So I hope this was helpful, and I wish you all the luck with your pen pals.